I mean, that's a very long story, I don't know. But I can say that I had the opportunity to have exposure in my life of ups and downs, of various different business, going through the different cycles, business cycles. If I go back in my olden days, yes, I feel that I don't think any MBAs or any business person gets this kind of exposure like what all I have got. And I had got the practical exposure.
Now that you're out, you say that you can resolve the entire crisis of confidence in the market, restore monies to the people who have lost it, and build back things to their old standing.
I think there is again little misinformation. I am not that capable, and this I want to remove this I part of it, but I am quite conscious from day one that we don't want to make anybody to suffer because of our non-payment. Anybody's due, especially any bank, will not suffer any money, at least on Harshad Mehta's account. I had put in a lot of efforts. I had put in efforts to call on the banks. I had put in efforts to write letters to FM, to RBI governor. I had all the while been saying, probably this may be one of the most unique case that on one side such a huge outstanding is there, and there is not a single claimant coming up. Even custodian hasn't got a single claim against Harshad Mehta. Then I am just to ask, where is the case? What's the question? And NHB fighting with Greenlays, State Bank fighting with Greenlays and NHB. I am saying, Baba, you are fighting for me. I am here. I am prepared to come forward. You just work out, just spare your person and let's sit together. We don't know you. Straight, this has been the answer, and it was so shocking. So probably
maybe you owe nobody no money.
No, I will like you to, I beg your pardon.
I said maybe you owe nobody no money.
That's a great situation. But I am more concerned, it's probably beyond few crores. I don't need money. And it becomes, it starts giving you negative effect than the positive. I don't want to pass on that poison to my son.
Have your family taken it?
Already we are having two views. I was on the one side of having so much of ambitious plans, and the other side my family has always been saying, what all and why all. So this gave them the reason that, but they all has, I mean, this has been the opportunity, again we call it the calamity converted into opportunity. And I am seeing a point in their saying something, and they are also seeing some point in my saying. We have been able to resolve.
There is a groundswell of opinion that maybe you have been discriminated against. What do you feel about that?
We have written a letter to JPC, as I feel that really JPC is one forum which can act on what all discrimination has been brought out to. First discrimination is that in nobody's case the whole family is notified. Virtually today I am left without any asset or any money. Even for my brother's operation, which I requested to get 30,000 sanction for the operation expenses, I was denied of that. That's on one side. The number of cases filed against me, in every case it is just one FIR, but in my cases there are 7 FIRs being filed by different agents. In case of my membership, not only my membership has been taken up, but my family, my brother's membership at stock exchange, or my wife's membership also has been taken up. It has been suspended. They are suspended as a member. Number of agencies going after me, It was not only income tax slapping a huge, ridiculous amount of 10,000 crore and odd as income tax. Could that will help me to be getting one of a noted person in Guinness Book of Record, having the highest tax liability on. So this all leads me to think on that. Yes, I am discriminated, not in one case, not in once. If one area is there, it can be a chance, but not all.
In other words, other people have got away scot-free. You got more than your punishment due.
I won't say that they have got scot-free, but I will say this way, that I am being penalized more than what I should be.
How does it feel to be free after 111 days?
It took me quite some time to get back to normal, because in this 111 days it happened so many times. Every time when I was going to the court, I was just under the impression that कि भाई आज छूट जाऊंगा या अगले तारीख को छूट जाऊंगा. And it was even Justice Waryava once mentioned that this is the last time. And that was ending on 30th it was 30th June. पर हर वक्त यही आता गया, पता नहीं कहाँ से क्या हो रहा है. Something coming up again. And at one point of time there were 2 or 3 agencies waiting to pounce on me as if I was something, a commodity, very scarce commodity. So that made me lately to feel that as if I am going to take quite a long time before coming out. And the day when I heard his verdict, Justice Dudat verdict, I was not ready to believe it. I asked my lawyer, are you sure? Is there anybody waiting or anything else is hanging? Because again, after his verdict, it took one day for Vaikala jail to release me. They were also not sure what to do. They were so much habitual of me, they was not wanting to allow me be a free man.
Public hero to public villain number 1 to back to being public hero. It's been several swings up and down. How do you cope with your current reincarnation as public hero?
Only one my request is, I don't want bouquets. Don't give me brick pens. It's too much of a swing from top to the bottom, again bringing it back, and I won't say that I am hero. Let me be what I am, and I am proud of what I am. That's all.
You turned out to be a scapegoat in this whole scam, as they call it.
I just don't feel only. I have tried to even bring out in a very detailed manner, expressing how I am being victimized, how things are being discriminated against me. Like with other players, only first of all, the big gap is that this whole scam, or whatever you call irregularities, has been not committed by any one person or any one group of persons. It is the whole business. Lately it came out that yes, it has been the system of the market, and 80% of the trading volume has been going beyond RBI regulations. And to the surprise, even now the confession is there from the RBI that they were aware of it since last more than a year. So if they couldn't change it, banks, who were the deciding authority, who were the one who had the more of a say in the market, brokers are the small segment of the whole market.
You've stirred a hornet's nest by referring to Citibank's involvement in the scam, for which they've threatened to sue you, I'm told.
I haven't received any official communication from them, but that was somebody just now was mentioning that a newspaper is carrying a story there in Delhi that they plan to sue me. Fine, before that let them sue Janki Raman committee report and Janki Raman committee. Let them answer that.
You feel that the media has been fair to you or unfair?
I will put it this way, that media has been reacting extremes all the time, and virtually I can say that nobody has understood exactly what all has happened. and everybody has tried to explain the situation in their own fashion. And so much has come that if I read all the news, then I also will get confused at what exactly has happened. So I don't know what happens to the common man who has just been fed with so many informations and so many misinformations.
What do you think, put into an absolute nutshell, actually happened? What went wrong?
I think today I am not in a position to talk this, as the matter is sub judice, and it will be adding to more of confusion, because now the fact won't remain as fact with the background what all has been created. So better let me reserve my part of the view on that.
What do you see as the future of the stock market? Of the Indian stock market, that is.
I had been saying, and I'm still very firm about it, that India is a turnaround stock on the global exchange. And it has all the signs. This Asian tiger is coming out of the cage. It's only a matter, I will not suggest for the speculators or short-term trader. I had always been talking about investors, and investors, if you go on, even averaging out on index basis also has made substantial money. Forget about the specialization and specialized approach. And it's not my view only. By the time already now, like Morgan Stanley has already declared that how India is potential. And I, being a creature of this market and what close with so much of a closeness I have been able to see this market, I feel we have one of the greatest potential markets.
Why did the stock market not suddenly welcome you out with open arms as one had expected them to?
They have become more sensible. I mean, Harshad Mehta, out or in, has got nothing to do with stock prices. I mean, you can't overreact. They know that if I am in a position to buy or sell shares, I can do it being behind the bars. And if I am not able to do it outside, because I am still right now bound by so many regulations and systems and environment.
So when do you hope to get back to business? What do you see as the key shares of the future?
Frankly speaking, I am really out of touch for last 4.5 months, 5 months. So I don't want to talk anything in particular.
But the shares that you backed, you had backed certain shares. Do you still see them as key players in the market?
I think I don't see any change in the potentials of those shares. It only depends that how things are shaping up now. And especially I will not like to, again, I will re-emphasize that I don't want to talk on short term. Short term market has got into quite a lot of shocks. And let the market get absorbed, let the market get adjusted to the newer situation. But otherwise I see the delay, whatever is taking place on the liberalization or the process, is the only delay for the stock market to move.
If you were to name the 5 stocks which are the stocks of the future, not the short-term future, but sheer investing future, what would you do? Which are the 5 that you would do?
Mr. Nandi, you can't get that 5 stocks out of me so easily. You have to pay the price for it.
What is the price?
Stock itself.
Okay. Citibank, what do you see as the future of this interface, or the future of this confrontation between you and Citibank?
I won't say I had picked up any confrontation as such. I was trying to just give out the facts, because nobody has been able to bring out, except at 2-3 places some journalists have brought it out. And it becomes, again, if I am made to state the fact, I have to give the fact what all is a fact in the market. And if I can help, as I have always been saying, that I am wanting to help the investigating agencies to unearth the truth, and that is going to exonerate me from the charges which has been levied. And this is one of the basic facts. So that's what I am doing it.
What was the interrogation like? What were the quizzing days like with the CBI and other investigating agencies?
Especially my experience at CBI was very tough, because in the history of CBI itself, I don't think anybody has undergone so much of so lengthy interrogations. They claim that I have a record, number of hours, number of people.
How many?
It must have gone beyond 65 people.
65, 70 people interrogating you.
65, 70 people interrogating at different times with different influences, different methods, different style. Everybody has their own style, and they claim that yes, everybody is capable of bringing out the information. And they were all being like there was a competition going on there. Who gets the information first? You can imagine, and I was on the other side of it.
Were they rough with you?
I won't say they're rough. Rather, the approach was more to build up a mental pressure. But that itself is terrible. Mental pressure, how can you stand that? So number of pages has gone beyond 500 pages interrogation. Number of hours must also be 500 to 600 hours. Number of people, 65, 70 people. And number of days, I don't need to tell you.
So you've been providing employment to our investigating agencies.
No, at the end I was thinking if there is any self-employment scheme, I can be a good interrogator myself after undergoing so much of